Every transaction you make on most blockchains is public. Your wallet, your balances, your activity, all visible to anyone with an internet connection. Midnight changes the game. It's not just another privacy coin. It's a complete rethinking of how blockchain privacy should work, and it's launching this week. Midnight is a privacy-focused partner chain to Cardano, built by IOG, the same team behind Cardano itself, led by Charles Hoskinson. But calling it just a privacy chain misses the bigger picture. Think about Bitcoin. Every transaction is on a public ledger. Anyone can see how much you have, where it came from, where it goes. Same with Ethereum, same with almost every major blockchain. This transparency was revolutionary for auditability, but it's also a massive barrier to real-world adoption. Would you use a bank that published your account balance for everyone to see? Of course not. Businesses won't either. Neither will healthcare systems, governments, or most individuals. Midnight solves this with zero-knowledge proofs, cryptographic magic that lets you prove something is true without revealing the underlying data. More on how that works in Episode 2. For now, understand this. Midnight makes privacy programmable and compliant, not just hidden. Here's where Midnight gets really interesting. It uses something called dual-state architecture. Most blockchains have one state, public. Everything is visible. Midnight has two states working together. First, a public ledger for transparency. This works like Cardano or Bitcoin. Transactions are visible, auditable, transparent. This is crucial for compliance, for proving legitimacy, for regulatory requirements. Second, a private state for sensitive data. This is where zero-knowledge proofs come in. You can prove you have sufficient funds without showing your balance. Prove you're over 21 without revealing your birth date. Prove you voted without exposing who you voted for. These two states are connected by cryptographic proofs. Think of it like a bridge between transparency and privacy. You choose what to reveal and to whom. This is what Midnight calls rational privacy. Not hiding everything like Monero, not exposing everything like Ethereum. Something smarter, selective disclosure based on context. Hoskinson positions Midnight as a fourth-generation blockchain. Let me break that down. First generation, Bitcoin, digital money, simple, elegant, limited. Second generation, Ethereum, programmable money, smart contracts, but everything public. Generation, Cardano, governance, scalability, sustainability, peer-reviewed research, but still public by default. Fourth generation, Midnight, privacy plus compliance, selective disclosure, the missing piece that makes blockchain viable for real institutional use. This isn't just marketing speak. Each generation solved problems the previous couldn't. Bitcoin couldn't do smart contracts. Ethereum couldn't scale sustainably. Cardano couldn't do privacy with compliance. Midnight aims to solve that final piece. You might be wondering, why does privacy matter now? Haven't we been fine without it? Actually, no. The lack of privacy has been a massive blocker for institutional adoption. Businesses can't put their financial data on a public blockchain. Healthcare can't store patient records transparently. Governments can't process sensitive operations openly. The result? Trillions of dollars sitting on the sidelines. Enterprises interested in blockchain technology, but waiting for privacy solutions that don't compromise compliance. Midnight arrives at a perfect moment. Regulators worldwide are figuring out how to handle crypto. Enterprises are exploring blockchain for real use cases. And the technology, zero-knowledge proofs, has matured enough to be practical. WorldPay, MoneyGram, Bullish. These aren't crypto-native companies. They're traditional finance giants partnering with Midnight before it even launches. That tells you something about the demand. Over the next 10 episodes, we're going deep on every aspect of Midnight. Episode 2, Zero-Knowledge Proofs Explained, the cryptographic magic that makes this possible. Episode 3, Compact, the developer language that makes building privacy apps accessible. Episode 4, Night and Dust, the dual token economy. Episode 5, How Midnight distributed tokens to over 170,000 addresses. Episode 6, Midnight City, the AI-powered simulation you can watch right now. Episode 7, Real-world use cases across healthcare, finance, identity, and beyond. Episode 8, The roadmap from Hilo to full decentralization. Episode 9, How Midnight compares to competitors like Aztec, Zcash, and Monero. Episode 10, What all this means for Cardano and the broader ecosystem. This is the foundation for everything that follows. If you don't understand what midnight is and why it matters, the technical details won't click. But now you do. You understand the problem, you understand the solution, and you know why this launch is such a big deal for Cardano and for crypto. Subscribe now because we're going deep on every piece of the midnight puzzle. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss the mainnet launch coverage, and drop a comment if you're excited about privacy finally coming to blockchain in a compliant way. Next up, Zero Knowledge Proofs Explained, the cryptographic magic behind midnight. See you there.